Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be explaining the basic usage of OFFLIGHT and how to work with its layout. These spaces can be closed or opened as needed. Since everyone has different preferences, and when we talked with our customers, some said, "Oh, I don't want to see the calendar. Oh, I really just want to see today's to-do tasks." There were a lot of people like this, and some said, "I want to see the calendar in full screen." Because there were people with these preferences, we've made it so you can easily adjust things to your liking. Next, I want to talk about one of the most important features of OFFLIGHT. As you can see here, among the various options we have, we're currently looking at the one in the timeline. In fact, each task has a status, and there are a total of 4 statuses. For tasks that you might do someday or want to do eventually, but don't want them to be automatically scheduled on the timeline right now, you can manage those in the backlog. If you want something to show up on your calendar because you need to do it now, that falls under To Do. The third status is one that often confuses people. It's when you started a task, but for some reason, you can't continue and haven't finished it yet. For example, if you've asked your colleague A to do something and you're waiting for their response, that would be considered pending. And finally, the last status is the very straightforward Done. So, as you can see, there are 4 stages in the middle lane. You can move through them one by one with your mouse, but you could also use the keyboard to move through them by pressing Tab repeatedly. And of course, if you can use Tab, you could also use Shift plus Tab to go back. This way, you can move back and forth and easily view tasks in the backlog and tasks on the timeline by switching between them. Now, as I mentioned earlier, tasks in the backlog are not automatically scheduled. So how can you make a task in the backlog get scheduled as a to-do? If you change the status to to-do right here, the task will disappear from the backlog and automatically become a to-do, so you'll be able to see it on the timeline. As I showed you earlier, you can do this with your mouse, but whenever you want to change the status, that is, change the status, you can just press S and immediately switch it to backlog, pending, or whatever you need, so you can quickly move things back and forth as needed. This time, instead of selecting like that, if you want to move directly to the previous or next stage, do you see the left and right mouse buttons here on the left and right? If you click this and press the left button, the left of pending is the timeline, so it will go to the timeline. And if you want to send something from the backlog to to-do, just click it and it will go straight to to-do. So you can see that it's set up to make moving things around easy. Yes, so what I just showed you is how to manage the statuses. Next, in the task service, the most important thing is to make it easy to create tasks. In OFFLIGHT, when you want to create a task, you use the New Task feature. For New, just think of the letter N. If you press the N key, the task creation window will pop up right away, just like you see here. Here, you can create a new task right away, but we designed it so you can easily enter various details related to the task from the very beginning. So how do you do this? If you press the key, you can immediately enter the priority of the task here, and also specify how many minutes the task will take. For example, if it will take about 30 minutes, you just enter that, and then on a MacBook you press Command plus Enter, or on Windows you press Control plus Enter to create the task. This way, you can see that you created a high priority task that takes 30 minutes. Since this is an important part these days, I'll repeat it once more and show you something else as well. Okay, press in here for a new task too. And this time, let's also try entering a deadline since it's important. For example, let's say this is a task that needs to be done by June 18th. Then just press Enter, set it to take about 45 minutes, and set the priority to medium. When you press Enter, you can see that the new task 2 is created right away with a deadline set for the 18th. Now, there's a part that continues from here. Wait, this task has a deadline on the 18th, so there's still plenty of time left. I don't want to do this right now, so what should I do if I want to postpone it? If you don't want to see this task until next week, you can just select Schedule after right here, then choose Next Week, and it will immediately be rescheduled so that it's not planned until next week. So, if it's set for next Monday, you probably won't see it in your plans until then. As you can see here, it's set for next Monday. Yes. So far, this video has shown you how to easily open, close, and change the layout in OFFLIGHT, how to easily move tasks between different statuses and view them, and finally, how to quickly create new tasks. I hope this was helpful.